Jacques Cousteau. There are people who explore, people who invent, people who write books, and people who make movies and TV shows. Jacques Cousteau did all four. Jacques Cousteau was born in the country of France more than 100 years ago. He was sick as a child and had to stay in bed a lot. He spent that time reading books that were full of action and adventure, and he dreamed of having his own adventures someday. Jacques learned to swim when he was very young. He loved the water. Jacques enjoyed diving, but he wanted to stay underwater a long time, much longer than he could hold his breath. Back then, divers wore special suits that had air hoses attached to a pump above the water. But the suits were heavy, and divers couldn't swim very far in them. When he was older, Jacques Cousteau and a friend began working on a new way for people to breathe underwater. They invented an air tank that could be worn like a backpack. This made it possible to dive deeper and swim around more easily. They called this invention the aqualung. Later, people used the word scuba for this kind of equipment. Scuba stands for self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Jacques Cousteau led scuba diving teams on the kind of adventures he had dreamed of as a boy. Together, they explored the sea, discovering new kinds of ocean life and long-lost shipwrecks. Soon, Jacques Cousteau and his team had their own research ship called the Calypso. As they traveled the world, they used science to make new discoveries about the sea. Jacques Cousteau wrote a book about his undersea adventures called The Silent World. Millions of people read it. To share his stories with even more people, Jacques Cousteau made a movie about the things in his book. He used a camera he had invented that worked underwater. Jacques Cousteau is probably most famous for his TV show, The Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau. Over the many years that Jacques Cousteau explored the ocean, he noticed it changing. People were putting things into the ocean that were hurting the creatures that lived there. He started an organization called the Cousteau Society to protect the ocean and teach people about it. Because of the work of Jacques Cousteau, people all over the world have been able to get a close-up look at the beauty and wonder of the sea.
Click on the next activity.
Oh, Professor!
Oh, well, hello, Nutley.
Actually, I'm here to say goodbye.
Really? Where are you going?
I'm off to travel the world. Whoa! Whoa!
That sounds like quite the adventure. What are you off to discover?
I'm going to find the most delicious nuts from every country.
Marvelous idea, but what will be your means of travel?
Huh?
How are you going to get there?
Just my strong legs, Professor. I'm going to walk it.
And what happens when you reach the ocean?
Duh, I'll just go around. I don't like swimming too much.
I don't think you understand, Nutley. Quite a large portion of the world is covered in water. As you can see, there's water between the continents, so you won't be able to go around the world without passing over an ocean.
That's a lot of water.
It is indeed, and that's only the water we can see.
Ah, these should help.
Well, not exactly. For example, When it rains, some of the water goes down into the soil and flows underground. This is water that plants use to grow. And it's also the water that people can get when they drill a well. And there's some water that doesn't look like water, but actually is. The huge glaciers in the coldest parts of the world are made of ice, which is just frozen water.
No kidding!
Yes. In fact, there's water all around you right now.
Where? I'm not the best swimmer.
It's in the air, Nutley.
Now you're joking, right, Professor? Air is air, and water is water.
Yes, but air contains water. It's a gas called water vapor. The water vapor in the air sometimes turns back into liquid water. That's how we get clouds, rain, and snow.
I never knew that. Well, one thing's for sure. I won't get thirsty on my journey with all that water in the oceans.
Oh, but Nutley, you can't drink ocean water.
Well, how come?
Because it's salt water, and we can't drink salt water.
What about all the fish and other animals that live there?
It's like this. Earth has lots of different water sources, like oceans, seas, rivers, and lakes. Some plants and animals can live very well in salt water. But other plants and animals need fresh water to survive. We squirrels, for example, need fresh water.
You know, Professor, all this water stuff is pretty complicated. I think I'd prefer it if we didn't have any water at all.
Actually, Nutley, you wouldn't like that one bit. Every living thing, including plants, animals, and people, needs water to survive. It's one of our most important natural resources.
Then I guess it's a good thing there's so much of it.
Well, in some parts of the world, like the deserts, there isn't. And even where there is more water, we still have to take very good care of it. If we don't keep our water clean, we only hurt ourselves. So we need to protect our water sources.
That makes sense.
And it's also very important to conserve water, which means don't waste it, so that we can all enjoy fresh, clean water for many years to come.
Well, Professor, this has all been very interesting, but I have a long journey ahead of me. Hey, come here.
Of course. Have a wonderful trip, Nutley.
Professor Squirrel?
Yes, Nutley?
I'm exhausted. Do you think you could spare a glass of water?
Click on the next activity.
Glacier, cloud, cloud, salt water, Earth's water.
Click on the next activity.
Draw yourself as an underwater explorer. Write a sentence about the picture. Done.
Click on the next activity.
Professor Squirrel's Water Facts. All right, Nutley. Let's make sure you remember everything I've taught you about water before you go on your trip. Please help Nutley answer my questions about water.
Play.
Most of is covered by water. Drag in the missing word. Earth. You got it. Most of Earth is covered by water. Here, this book will tell you more about that.
Whoa!
Water in the ocean has minerals and salt in it. It's called drag in the missing word. Salt water. Wonderful! Water in the ocean has minerals and salt in it. It's called salt water. This book has some things you'll need to know.
Whoa!
Water is a resource. Drag in the missing word. Natural. Well done. Water is a natural resource. Read this book to learn more.
Whoa!
There is water in the air, called... Drag in the missing word. Water vapor. Terrific! There is water in the air, called water vapor. Here, this book will tell you more about that.
Whoa!
Most of the water in rivers and lakes does not have much salt in it. It's called... Drag in the missing word. Fresh water. Incredible! Most of the water in rivers and lakes does not have much salt in it. It's called fresh water. This book has some things you'll need to know.
Whoa!
Huge pieces of ice floating in the ocean are called... Drag in the missing word. Icebergs. Awesome! Huge pieces of ice floating in the ocean are called icebergs. Read this book to learn more.
Whoa! Yeah. Thanks, Professor.
Good job!
Click on the next activity.
My bunny lies over the ocean. My bunny lies over the sea. My bunny lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my bunny to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my bunny to me, to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my bunny to me. My bunny lies over the ocean. My bunny lies over the sea. My bunny lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my bunny to me.
Click on the next activity.
Something's fishy. In this poem, Under the Sea, some words end in O-R-E. Other words just have O-R. These letters can take you far. Use them to spell fort and chore, words like shore, and many more. Clarence swam home from the store. Shopping trips were such a chore. He'd bought a bunch of worms to eat. For Clarence, worms were quite a treat. Each bag had 40, maybe more. Whatever, there were worms galore. Soon Clarence saw the coral reef, his home, his fort. He felt relief. But what's that on my porch I see? He wondered, sort of nervously. I think I've heard of these before, said Clarence as he reached his door. It's like some kind of magic cord that takes fish to a great reward. Of course, that's just a legend, for those fish are not seen anymore. Clarence saw his neighbor then, a seahorse by the name of Glenn. Good morning, said Glenn. Say, beware, before you go and touch that there, I'd just ignore it, leave it be. Forget you saw it, please, trust me. Clarence knew that Glenn was wise, but he adored a good surprise.
You mustn't touch it, please, Glenn said. Or else I promise you'll be led to some strange place upon dry land where most fish end up being canned. That's quite a story, Clarence said. So I know what I'll do instead. To see just what the cord would do, he'd play a trick. Now, wouldn't you? Above, a fisherman did snore. He thought this trip was such a bore, but he could not return to shore without at least one fish or more. Just then, the fishing line got tight. Some sort of fish had come to bite. The fishing rod began to bow, bent by a great force from below. He grabbed it and began to reel and yelled, "At last, here comes my meal! I do adore a swordfish steak, a good fish stew, or blue crab cake." And just what did he catch that day? A bag of worms, I'm glad to say.
Click on the next activity.
Nutley, Private Eye. I've got a new case to solve. Can you help me put the clues together?
Play.
It was a dark and stormy night. I was looking over the clues in the case of the resource robber. The professor said things were going missing, things people used that were found in nature. What did he call them again? Natural resources. Soda cans. Computers. Drag the correct... That's right, natural resources. The resource robber was stealing them, and I had to catch him. The resource robber. I picked up the trail on the shores of the ocean. Now, what did the professor say the ocean was made of? Water vapor. Fresh water. Salt water. Right. He said the oceans were full of salt water. Salt water. As I looked for clues on the beach, the fog rolled in. I remember the professor told me that the air contains tiny pieces of water as a gas, which sometimes collects into very small drops of water to make fog. What did he call the water that is a gas? Water vapor. Minerals. Icebergs. Yes. Water vapor. That's what we call water when it's a gas. Water vapor. The trail led me through a nearby cave. On the floor of that cave, I found some small rocks. What did the professor say rocks are made out of? Fresh water. Minerals. Glaciers. Yes, of course! Rocks are made of minerals. Minerals. Footprints led out of the back of the cave to a small river. The water was different here. What did the professor say this kind of water was called? Icebergs. Salt water. Fresh water. That's right. Fresh water. The professor said it was the kind of water I could drink, without many minerals or salt in it. Fresh water. The river was so long that I figured there was enough water in there to last forever. But the professor said we should only use the water we need and not waste it. What was the word he used? Glacier. Mineral. Conserve. Yes! He said we should conserve water so we wouldn't run out. Conserve. The air grew chilly. All of a sudden, a huge sheet of ice was there on the land in front of me, as high as a skyscraper. The professor had a name for it. What was it? Water vapor. Iceberg. Glacier. That was it! He called it a glacier. He said a glacier is a huge sheet of ice that slides very slowly across the land. Glacier. As I walked along the edge of the glacier, I came back to the ocean. Here, some big pieces of the glacier had broken off and were floating away across the water. The professor had told me about these. What did he call them? Minerals, glaciers, icebergs. Yeah, those pieces of ice in the ocean were called icebergs. They floated out of reach, just like the resource robber. I was afraid I would never catch him.
Oh, Nutley, falling asleep again, I see.
Fresh water. It was you all along. You're the resource robber. Good job.
Click on the next activity.
Shore. Storm. There's a storm. Let's sail to shore. Sound the horn. We'll wait no more. We'll find a port. We'll go explore.
Click on the next activity.